Welcome to today's session on LinkedIn for Job Search by VIIT in association with WOW. Our speaker for today is Aniket Amdekar, who started his journey at VIIT. In the entire journey, he has secured 4 jobs through LinkedIn, which is why he's eager to share his techniques on using LinkedIn. He has more than 13 years of professional experience in information security domain, a voracious reader who likes to collect good stories that he can tell his daughter. Stanford conducts an advanced course in cybersecurity. He's one of the mentors of that course and is mentoring 100 plus working professionals from 10 plus countries. I'd like to now invite Mr. Aniket to please take the stage.
Hey, thank you so much, Ranak. Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining in for today's session. And today we will be looking at one of the tools from which is really a free tool as you begin your journey. However, as your um, as you start to grow professionally and as you start to grow in your career, some of these tools are really crucial for your success. And I know all of you are from college. Some of you might already be working. Some of you might already be placed in some company or looking to be placed. So in that case, how do you make sure that your profile is coming out pretty good for the recruiters? How do you ensure that when you are looking for a job yourself, that you are able to make the most out of this amazing tool which is available at our hand? That brings me to a story back from 2007. The story is like this. I was a part of the VIIT 2007 batch, and oh, looks like my video is not on. Can you see me now? Ronak, can you confirm that you can see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so as I was saying that in 2007, I was a student in VIIT. I was going through the placements, but finding it difficult to crack some of the entrance tests that were going on. So in that case, I started to search for a job myself. And this is where I came across a tool called as LinkedIn. At that time, I was not aware of the job searching abilities. I was not aware of many awesome features that they were still launching. Now, if I talk about LinkedIn itself, this tool has its own story as well. And the story is like when all the founders were starting this company and they had this amazing tool, they were in awe of this tool that we have something which is big. This is going to be a game changer in the professional world, because people were aware of Orkut, people were aware of Facebook. All of these are places where you can connect with your friends. You can be informal, you can share your stories, you can share your photos as you jump in a river from on top of a hill. But if you want to connect with your boss, are you really sure that you want to show all these things to your boss? If you want to find more leads, that is to sell your products, where are you going to find all these people? With this vision, they all started LinkedIn. And today we will be looking at some of the amazing features of LinkedIn and how you can utilize these features to your advantage. But before I get into the slide deck, because in my opinion, whenever you have a slide deck, you have a lot of info there, but there is nothing that can beat the practical. There is nothing which can beat actually looking at the site and going through all the different features that you have, and making the best use of them. But before we go there, I have a small question for all of you. With this, we launch our first poll. And the poll is, are you on LinkedIn? It's as simple as that. So we have 70 people on LinkedIn right now. Okay, some of you are saying no, most of you are saying yes, and it's coming in quite fast. So whoever is not on LinkedIn, I hope you take inspiration from today's session and get registered as soon as possible. And if you have any questions that have been burning under your fingernails, make sure that you type it out with those fingers. Let them come through in the Q&A session, and we'll make sure that we get them addressed. Okay, so looks like most of the Janta today is on LinkedIn. With that positive beginning of today's session, let's get into the LinkedIn website itself. We have 80 people on the session right now, which is amazing. Let me start sharing my screen. Okay, so here we are on linkedin.com. Now I have a LinkedIn premium feature enabled, so you might see a few different options. But if you look at it, there are a few things which are crucial for your LinkedIn profile. And the number one of that is your LinkedIn profile itself. The second one are your LinkedIn connections. And number three is how are you interacting these connections? It's like this. You have 80,000 likes on a post that you create. Whenever you post any picture on Facebook, you have more than 500 likes for every picture, and there is a fly in front of me. Okay, so and you have, whenever you post any picture, you have 500 likes on that picture. However, when you go out there, you have a free Saturday. How many friends would be hanging out with you? That's the true friendship, which goes way beyond any of these tools. And very similarly, on LinkedIn as well, if you have 16,000 connections, but when you are in need, are you able to reach out to those connections? Are you able to make the best of this network? Because my friends, your network is your net worth. I'll repeat, your network is your net worth. And when you talk about network, it's as simple as this. When you have few friends, and those friends have a few friends, your friend's friend is your second network. Your friends is your third network. And sometimes this is all that matters. So let's start with the profile review. I'll click on my profile. So I have a background picture and I have a profile picture. Profile picture is extremely important. Every profile picture, or specifically for LinkedIn, it is crucial that your profile picture is professional. So for all the boys, it could be you being in a formals, ties, or you have a jacket. All that would be very good. And smiling pictures. The other day, one of my friends sent his LinkedIn profile to me for a review, and everything else was good, but his picture was very, very serious, as if he's about to get into a battle. So my recommendation to him was, put a picture where you're smiling. One more recommendation I have is, never put a picture where you are in a group and you're cropping your picture out of that group. That shows that you're not very serious about building your profile. So if you have been presenting somewhere, or you had some professional or some kind of an event that was happening in your college, you got some good pictures taken, choose one of those pictures and have that picture as your profile picture. If I look at this person here, partner risk advisory in Deloitte, which is a big thing. To become a partner in Deloitte is no small task. We can look at his profile picture as well. You can see he is wearing formals, he's smiling, and just looking at the profile itself gives you an idea that he's a good professional with a lot of network. Okay, now if we go back, and I'm looking at the profile picture is done. So that part, please do take care of it. Next thing is giving your name. Sometimes people just give your names. However, a lot of times I've seen that you can also put in your certifications. You can also put in your brand value. What is it about you which is the most unique about you? Are you an author? Are you a blogger? Are you a YouTuber? Are you somebody who is very much on TikTok and you're earning from it too? So what is it about you as a professional which is unique to you? Put that over here. So about me, my CISSP certification is the most relevant for me for my growth in the cybersecurity world, which is why I have put that as a part of my name. So whenever there is anyone who is contacting me, that certification will automatically come. My brand value is attached to my name. And remember, LinkedIn is the primary place for building your brand on this profile, on this platform. Now, next thing that comes is the headline. This headline speaks about you. Now, if there are 1,000 students in VIT or in VIIT, and all of you write, I am a student in a college, is that unique about you? Would that attract a recruiter? No, it will not, which is why choose the words carefully. And even for this, I have a special slide which comes at the very end of my session. But since we are talking about powerful words, make a note of some of these words: creative, strategic, motivated, track record. See, a lot of times you don't just want to show your specialty, you also want to build your credibility. So if all of our professors, if you have completed your PhD, you've got that doctorate, don't shy away from mentioning that doctor in your name, because that sets your credibility, and which is why the word track record is in association with credibility. You can mention like a passionate cybersecurity professional with a proven track record of malware hunting. So in this sentence, what you have done, you have told your specialty, you have talked about your credibility. At the same time, you have spoken that you're passionate. Somebody who uses these words, because in the end, these words are nothing but the wrappers around our emotions. They are nothing but the wrappers around what you want to convey. So the words that you choose decide how you are being portrayed in the outside world. Now, innovative, ambitious, some of these keywords are related to those people who want to be entrepreneurs. Are there anyone in our audience who want to be entrepreneurs? Put that into the chat so that I can speak about some of the journeys that I have seen of a few entrepreneurs that I have had as friends. Sunil is raising his hand, so I'm sure Sunil is an entrepreneur who wants to be. Yeah, so many of you are raising your hands. So my friends, if you have a dream that you want to fulfill, if you want to start your own company, in that case, that these keywords are crucial for you, because when you want to go and speak to an investor and ask for funding, that investor is going to check your resume. They are going to check your credibility. They are going to check your passion. They are going to check your I hope you can still hear me. Okay, now there's another keyword here. It's called as driven. Why is this word driven here? If you are somebody who is very passionate about your cause, and you feel that that is one of the best way to show you your uniqueness, you can mention that too. So for an entrepreneur, it could be driven by my passion to build XYZ. This XYZ is your company, your brand, your unique idea. So these keywords or these powerful words are very, very important. Now let's go back to the website. Okay. Now, what else do I have here? I have mentioned security, delivery, and engineering. I have mentioned technology advisor. I have mentioned a distinguished Toastmaster and a keynote speaker. So the first half of my headline is about my technical world. The second half of my tagline or my headline here is about my speaking engagement. I know for sure that I have two skills that I can bring to the table at any point of time. Number one is my cybersecurity skill, and number two is my public speaking skills, my storytelling, my mentoring. And this is why through this headline, I was able to have Stanford University and Great Learning contact me. They contacted me and told that we can see that you want to be a keynote speaker and you're also into security. We have an opportunity where you would be speaking with students and talk to them about cybersecurity. That fulfills both of my requirements, and I jumped in with both feet. Similarly, you can define your headline as well. This is very, very important to do make a note of that. Now, this is the section which is called as open to recruiters. So what kind of jobs are you looking for? See, when it comes to finding a job, when you are in a college, some of you may not have a vision of exactly what kind of a job you have. We spoke about this in the previous session. But if you know
exactly that you want to be in cybersecurity, you want to be in networking, then you can mention that over here. What kind of locations are you open for? Um, and start date is extremely important. If I'm a recruiter, see, the thing is, if you have empathy, that can be a superpower, because empathy will help you to put yourself into the shoes of your recruiter. If a recruiter has an urgent opening, they're desperate to find somebody, and they see a candidate who is a fresher, who is driven, who is passionate, and most importantly, available to join immediately, they're going to jump on that profile. They're going to call you and ask you for an interview next week itself. So this is a crucial thing when you are creating your profile. This is visible only to the recruiters, not visible to everyone. Next thing is about yourself. Now here, this is where a lot of you do a shortcut or copy paste. And this is a copy paste doesn't work here. This is the place where you need to describe yourself, all of the skills that you have. If you are an entrepreneur, this is where you can mention about your company, your product, give your contact details, your Facebook page, your blog, mention about that. If you're a job seeker, mention about your specialities. So my specialty is I can protect an e-commerce security completely end to end, and I can collaborate with different teams, make them come together. I can also speak with the upper management and communicate in a language that they understand. So all of these are my skills and my specialties. Now, all of these details I have been talking to you, but my friends, a lot of times uh, people have a question: does it really work? So let me share something with you. Let me share this PPT with you, and I want to show you a few messages that I received. Okay, this is a message which says somebody from Vivriti Capital. They came across my profile. You have the skills and experience which is needed to them, and they contacted me. Next one came from Capgemini. They got a chance to review my LinkedIn profile and they contacted me. Next one, two of these found my profile, found it impressive for an opening that they have. Another one, same keywords, and they also delivered that told me what kind of position for which they are hiring. So what does this tell you? What it tells you is if you have a good profile, you can be a magnet for the recruiter. If you have a good profile, that's one of the best avenues for you to showcase the skills that you have built, what you have learned in VIIT, as well as if you are about to. Okay, how many of you have already been placed and have a clarity into their careers? Can you raise your hands literally or figuratively through Zoom? Or if you're already working and you have joined the call, you can raise your hand too. Okay, I have 4 or 5 people already raising their hands. Okay, so if you have already been placed, you know which company you're going to join. Aren't you curious who are the decision makers in this company? Aren't you curious who's going to be a boss? Aren't you curious about what kind of culture do you have in that company? This is where you need to start following that company's profile on LinkedIn. This is where you start connecting with the people from that company, and then that can happen. Okay, so we looked at the about section. Now we'll look at something called as a featured section. Okay, featured. What is this? This is where, this is the place where you are allowed to show off. Bindast, show off. And how are you going to show off? You're going to show off by writing, showing them the articles that you have written. I was a keynote speaker in one of the colleges. So I've shown over here. I have done a podcast on my own. So I have mentioned that. I have created a video on CISSP security. I have mentioned that. I wrote an article about threat intelligence. I mentioned that too. So everything which I want to showcase on my profile, I have pinned it to the top of my profile. Next is activity. Okay, you all need to be active on LinkedIn, and by activity what I mean is don't just have your LinkedIn profile and start connecting with people and growing your network, which is good. However, you also need to be showcasing, you need to be active on LinkedIn, just like you like the photos of your friends on Instagram, photos of your favorites on, let's say, Facebook. You may have also liked the stories, the new feature released by YouTube of, let's say, Gary Minati or someone else that you have been following. Just like that, when you like someone's profile update, that's an activity for you. And there are three types of activities. Number one is a post. If I have created a post on my own, or if I have shared something, a day before I shared something about NIST, a week before I shared about my previous session, and a week before that I also shared a very good article that I found. I completed a course in LinkedIn. I shared about that. So you can see within 1 week, I have had 5 to 6 different posts. Before that, 2 months ago, also I have been very active. So I have kept my profile active with my posts. I have been showcasing this. Now, here is where I don't know what you can showcase. If you were to showcase something from your college life, from your personal life, from your passions, what would you showcase? Can I have some answers? Start putting your answers in the comment section so that we can, or in the chat section, so we can come to know what would you showcase. Start putting that through. And do you know why I'm making you to write this? So that you are not looking at a show that's happening passively, but you're actively thinking about it. I want you to think about this not just today, but 3 days from now, when you're sitting in your room thinking of what do I do next. You think about this session, go back to your profile and update your profile. Updating your LinkedIn profile is a mammoth task. It is not a mission impossible that you take out on one day and you finish it by एक रात में night मार के खत्म कर देंगे. This doesn't work. You work on your profile a little by little every day for a month, and you would see that your profile is improving. Okay, so going back to the LinkedIn profile, we looked at the post. Articles. Articles are very important because this is your unique content that you have contributed. So all of us are, most of the times, consumers of content, consumers of shows on Netflix or Amazon Prime, consumers of trainings created by someone else, consuming the excellent things that are being taught to you in VIIT. But are you the creator of something? When was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time that you created something and published it for everyone to see? You create your article on LinkedIn and you publish it. You will get a tagline called as author, and it's good to have that tagline. So that's all about the activity section. So keep your profiles active, not just existent. Okay, then comes the experience. Right now you don't have any experience. I'll go back to the education section. In education section, if you have attended a different course on, let's say, Python, you attended a workshop, you put that in your education. I attended a 6 months program on product management. I put its certificate over here for everyone to see so that they know that I have done product management course, and here's the proof. I have done my VIIT college from 2004 to 2007. So I have given my small little description here. I don't know why it says electrical engineering. Diploma is in electrical. And University of Pune as well. Then the next thing is licensing certifications. If you have done any course in LinkedIn, add that to your profile. I have done a course on storytelling, security, a few more. Everything about me is security. So you can see that there. Recommendations are very important. If one of your professors can add a recommendation on your profile, nothing like it. So how many recommendations have you received and how many have you given? All of this is very, very important. Okay, and accomplishments. So accomplishment is something which is in your control. You define your accomplishments. If you look back at the 4 years journey in engineering or 3 years journey in engineering, what was your biggest accomplishment? Mention that here. That's very, very important. And interest is a section that's usually ignored by a lot of people. But let me tell you one thing. This interest tells us about you as a person. If you are someone who is following Bill Gates, Satya Nadella, Richard Branson, you are somebody who is following, let's say, Shane Snow, who is an amazing creator and storyteller, that tells us about your interests. What kind of things, activities are you interested in? Which companies are you following? And why is this important? All of this following, it defines your activities over here, your news feed. In your news feed, you would get to know the activities from people. So, so yeah, yesterday I found a very good resource. It's called as All About Jobs. All About Jobs. Yeah. Yes. So All About Jobs is someone who keeps posting. I think this is not the right page, but I will share the right page with you. They keep posting a lot of information specifically about jobs. And this is also, there is one more feature of LinkedIn, which can be very much importance to you. And that feature is hashtags. So if I look at the hashtags that I am following, I can see there are many hashtags that I'm following. COVID-19, keynote. If I search for a hashtag called as job seeker, and here I have a lot of openings coming from Intel, a lot of other people also sharing up about the openings that they have in their companies. So now you have direct access to recruiters. This is what you don't have in any of the other job seeking portals. What is the difference between LinkedIn and Monster? What's the difference between Naukri and Monster? Monster and Naukri do not give you direct access to the recruiters. They're hiding those details. In LinkedIn, you have direct access to the recruiters, their network, as well as all of their activity. If you are looking for an internships, if I look for internship, you can see Paytm has an internship that has just opened up, and it is specifically for freshers. So if you follow the right keywords, you will be able to identify opportunities for yourself. Okay, so if you have any questions, I can spend a couple of minutes taking any questions now. So, so that I can resume the session after that. So Ronak, can we take a few questions now?
Yeah, right now, let me just open this up. Firstly, I'd say thank you so much for this very interesting session, especially for the graduating class. With what's happening, LinkedIn becomes even more powerful, even more important to master and really utilize. So let's now start taking questions. The first question is from Abhijit Purandare. Should we add the skills in the skills and introduction section if we are in the process of learning them?
I would say at least, yeah, actually should add them, because it's not about lying, but it's about getting ready. The moment you put a skill in your profile, you are opening yourself to more questions. It's very easy to put that skill. It's just like adding a skill in your CV. You are just adding more questions in the interview. So if you think you are prepared, add that skill, nothing like it.
Next question is from Sunil. How to approach the people to join the company which we want to join?
So you want to join a company and you want to approach somebody from that company,
So
correct?
I'm understanding this as I want to work at Facebook. How do I approach the people at Facebook if I want to work at Facebook?
Okay, cool. Question, I think you're looking at it in a different way. You want to work at Facebook. That is step 3. Step 1 is you need to find a job in Facebook. Step 2, you need to get a job in Facebook. And then step 3, you're connecting with people there. So how do you find a job in Facebook? There are different ways of doing that. If I go here in LinkedIn and I can say Facebook jobs, and I'm looking for a fresher. Okay. So now when I search this, I need to go to the jobs section. Okay. When I have done that, Is there a specific company that I'm interested in? Yes, I'm interested in Facebook. Okay, now that I've applied my filter, I hit on apply. I don't have any jobs which are with this filter. Let's say jobs is way too much. Let's say security. I'm looking for security jobs in Facebook. Okay, cool. So I've got a few of them. And this is also where you need to create an alert. The moment you find that you have found the right kind of jobs or a kind of, let's say, a designation for yourself, you can click on that. Now, what's most important is finding a job in Facebook and Google is nothing less than finding your first movie as an actor. So what you would find on the internet is many people have shared their stories that I had a dream of working in Facebook. I applied one time, my CV didn't get selected. I applied third time, my CV got selected. I got off in the second round. Fifth time I applied, I went until the seventh round, but I didn't make it. The 10th time I applied, I got through all of it. So that was a process. But that doesn't mean that you can't get a job in Facebook. I remember when I was there in 2007, we had someone who had gotten an offer from Facebook or Amazon, and it was a pretty good pay package as well. It was more than 18, if I'm not wrong, in 2007. So now, how do you do this? What you need to do, and this is not something that you are doing just as a fresher. Even if you have 10 years of experience, the same process applies. You need to look at this job very closely. Identify what kind of skills are they looking for. They are looking for, in this case, management, team management, leadership, office. And these are the skills that I don't have. These are the skills that I have. And when I say skill, I'm talking about the skill feature in LinkedIn. And this is a LinkedIn premium feature. But you don't need to buy a premium feature. You can just study this. If I'm looking at a trust and safety manager job in Facebook, I see that 7 years of experience in investigations. So investigation is a keyword. Legal documentation, another keyword. What else do I have? What others? Legal, law enforcement. So I can get to know an idea of what all skills are needed. I need my friends to give me a few job, rather designations that I can search for. Let's say software engineer. Yeah, let's look at a software engineer job, and I would need to remove that filter so that we can get more jobs. Yeah, I will remove this filter. I'll hit apply. And when it comes to the experience level, I'm going to say entry level. I'll hit apply. Now I can see entry level jobs. So let's look at this job. What are they looking for? What do you bring to the table? Correct. So what is the difference between skills and roles and responsibilities? See, you have two things here: preferred skills, experience. Second thing is, what do you bring to the table, or the JD, the job description. In this case, they have made it 3. What you will work on is here. What are they expecting from you on a technical level is here. And what kind of other skills they need is mentioned here. Now that you know that a software engineer in Accruent is needed with these skills, let's go to JP Morgan and see what they are looking for. And maybe I'll click on this job, and what kind of skills are they looking for? So what you are doing is reverse engineering. You need to reverse engineer these jobs. Look at 5 to 6 different jobs. Find out the patterns of what are the common keywords. Whenever somebody is hiring software engineer, what keywords are they putting? And as they say, you need to sell what the buyer is buying. So when you know what are these keywords, fill your LinkedIn profile with these keywords. Learn these skills on LinkedIn Learning. Add that certificate to your profile. Follow the hashtag for that skill, and then find out experts in that skill. If you're looking at .NETs, who are the Bhishma Pitamahas of .NET these days? Who are the Davangs of Python engineering these days? Find out these guys on LinkedIn. You follow them, you add them to your profile, and you follow their activities, their journey, and you can go through a similar journey. I hope that answers your question.
Great.
Yes.
Uh, the next question, I think this is a very generic question, but an important one. It says, so this is from Sunil, how to improve our LinkedIn network? And I think this
Ah,
is this is an overarching question for everything.
yeah, good question. I touched upon this question earlier. Okay, so the thing is, how do you grow your network? Number one is the people that you are working with right now, all of your colleagues, all of your classmates, add them, all of your professors, add them. If you have a dream of working in a company like Facebook, if I go here and I search Facebook, and I am somebody who is passionate and I want to find a job in Python because I'm very good in Python, I will search for Facebook Python and I'll search. Now, when you search, I will go for people. This will tell me people who are offensive security researcher at Facebook. I want to be connected to this guy. If you want, you can add a note as well. I can say, hi, Amanda. Great to know that you are an offensive security researcher. It will be a pleasure. Okay, and I send this invite. So Amanda, she has a skill of Python, but when she looks at me, she looks at my profile, she is going to put 1+1 together and she knows why I'm connecting with her. Now I have somebody who is supporting static analysis team. So if you know what kind of people you want to connect with, you can connect here. If you have already been placed in a company, which companies are coming to VIT right now for placement? Give me any one company. Rona, you can be the representative of everyone here. Give me any one company.
I can say Cognizant,
Okay.
TCS.
Okay. Cognizant. I'm looking for recruiters. So Cognizant, recruiter, and what will I click on? People. There I have Cognizant recruiter, and I will connect with this person. Now, when I connect with this person, I will take a look at their profile first, and I will understand what kind of activities this person has been up to. Okay, I'm clicking on ads. Okay, let's look at this person's profile. We have the experience, education, recommendations, accomplishments, but not much of an activity. That means this person does not post a lot of security or a lot of jobs on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So maybe I will look for this person. I will look for this person. She's in my third network. And how is she in my third network? I'll get it through the contact info. Okay, let's scroll down and see if she has been active. Even this person is also not active. So let me share with you a shortcut of finding people who are often sharing jobs on LinkedIn. You are a fresher with Python as your skill and you are looking to join somewhere. What you can do is hiring Python urgent. And if you want, you can even add a location, Pune. Now with this search is done, I'm not looking for people, I'm looking for content. Why I'm looking for content, I'll show you now. Okay, so you can see Sixth Sense, urgent hiring, software developer, test engineer, 3 to 10 years. Okay, it's not exactly a profile of a fresher. However, what you got here is the email address of the person and the names and his profile as well, which means you can contact this person, follow his activity and find out whenever he posts a job next time for a fresher, that can be your entry point. See, urgent hiring for freshers and experience. Now I also see that this Innover Systems, they keep sharing a lot of jobs. So I can go ahead and follow this page as well. And I've got another email address. So what you do with this information is you collate this information. And whenever you are looking for a change, you already have a database of email addresses with you, much better than any job searching tool, because you have a direct connection with your recruiter. And here we see Deloitte, freshers 2019-20 batch, salary is already given. Let me know when you send resume. So it looks like this person is very active. There is a higher probability that this person would have posted more and more jobs like these. You can follow him, you can add him to your network. And now you have one more person who can be helpful in your career as a professional to begin. Yeah, see, he has activity. If I see all the activity that he has done, I'm looking for posts. Okay, Capgemini is hiring. Earlier he talked about Deloitte hiring. Immediate joiners for the following positions. So yeah, this person definitely an influencer on LinkedIn. Get in touch and find a job. Does that answer your question?
I think that definitely answers the question. And not just answers, it's a good walkthrough of how exactly the steps you need to take: profiles, shortlisting, collating, then reaching out. So it's the entire process. So this is really useful for any student. I hope everyone's making notes of this. Also, the recording will be available if you want to re-watch this. So this is a slightly different perspective. It's coming from Abhijit Pundare. So right now we were speaking about job seekers. So he's asking, do freelancers also benefit from shaping a LinkedIn profile?
Absolutely, they do. Hashtag freelancer. Now, as a freelancer, see, the thing is, it's like this. It's the same tool, but the perspectives are different. If I'm an HR recruiter, I will look for people on LinkedIn. If I'm a job seeker, I will look for jobs on LinkedIn. If I'm a freelancer, I will first of all follow this hashtag. Second of all, you are looking for people who often share opportunities of freelancers or rather for freelancers. As a freelancer, you must, one more time, must mention that in your profile and in the headline. Remember, I mentioned about public speaking, keynote, you should mention as a freelancer. Then you get connected with people who are influencers, who keep sharing a lot of opportunities. That would help you to see. Attended my first freelance exchange of Kansas City. See what you found here, freelance exchange of Kansas City, which means there is a concept called as freelance exchange. If it can happen in Kansas City, why can't it happen in Pune? Now you go and find out more events, more pages which are dedicated to freelancers, and you go and connect with them. You go on meetup.com and find more freelancers, because in the end, freelancers, and I know one through my current job, that guy said, I always relied on my connections, not just LinkedIn connections, by connections on my phone. People who will call him because they have a good experience of working with him in the past, they will refer him again and again. So your good work is your CV over there in the freelance world. So you can certainly use LinkedIn.
Awesome. This next question, it's more of an observation, but I think we can speak slightly about this because this is also important. This is from Srilesh Mane, who's saying, I share the content that I read, special skills that I'm reading or learning about might be useful for my connections too. So this brings me to the topic about, once you're building your network, adding is one part of it. How do you nurture your network by posting meaningful content? Could you speak a bit about that?
Sure. Okay, so LinkedIn has many features. Okay, if I go to my homepage and if I start a post, I have different options. I can celebrate teammate, which means you can congratulate someone. Okay, I'll tell you how you can nurture your network. You have something called as a notification here. If I look at my notifications, some of you have looked at my profile, some of you have followed me, but you see here a post, let me see, happy birthday. See, this is important. My friend Batish Momin, who I've never met before. However, he's starting a new position as a technical support engineer at Microsoft. big thing. I can just click on say congrats, but never ever, and one more time, ever be lazy and write here. Always write a personal message. And you can say, hey, Batish, congrats on the opportunity. Microsoft is a great place to work. Now this guy will receive hundreds of messages, and I can show that to you because I recently changed my job, and when I changed my job, I received a lot of messages, and everyone said the same thing because they clicked on a button. They said congrats on the new role. However, there were a few friends who wrote a personal message, and to me it mattered the most. So whenever you are congratulating someone, write a personal message. So that is one way of nurturing your network. Now, this is a lesson for your professional life. If your network is not just about consuming, your network is also about giving. It's also about contributing to someone else's journey, which means if somebody is looking for a job and you know that this person might be able to, let's say that I know that Zakira is working in, let's say, Sybich. She works on Python, and one of my friends is looking for a Python job. I helped connect two of them. Now that builds my credibility as a catalyst, and that always helps. So that's how you help your network.
Awesome. This next question, I think, is on the same lines. Is it appropriate to do some kind of publicity or advertising by posting any posters or something followed by hashtags?
Yes, it is. That is called as branding, not publicity. And personal branding is nothing else like it, because personal branding really helps. Yeah, but don't go overboard. Don't be like every day you post something good about yourself. See what I did, see what I did. You do it in a good proportion with enough distance. It looks very good. And also always think about your audience. If I am telling someone that I have learned Python, what message am I sending? I am sending a message that, hey, I am somebody who knows Python, hire me. If I'm sending a message telling that I just delivered a keynote session in this college, as I showed you in my profile, what message am I sending with this post? The message that I'm sending this with this post is I can come to your college and do a link keynote session as well. So which is why everything you do should be in sync with your end goal.
This next question is from Nunal Amle. It's, sir, can you tell us about digital CV?
Digital CV. Okay. Digital CV is your digital CV is nothing but your LinkedIn profile. Your digital CV is your blog. Your digital CV is also about the YouTube content that you have created. In short, your digital CV is when somebody does a Google by your name, what info do they get? What kind of what kind of output do they get? First thing you get from me is my profile. Then you get my YouTube videos, my speech about Savarkar. You get my YouTube channel, my Zomato experience, and some of the other. But everything is professional. Everything is either about public speaking or about cybersecurity. Even Quora as well. My Quora profile is in the top list. So that is your CV. Although there's a, as you grow with your experience, that is when people go beyond LinkedIn and they do a thorough check on you, including a Google search, and they will read every comment that you have made, every blog post you write, to identify, because some companies have this policy. They don't want somebody who is a very extremist joining in, even though you are talented as hell. But still, if you have always been showing extremist opinions and controversial opinions, there is a possibility that the background check would come and stop there, which is why building your profile online is a skill.
Then we have a question from Soham Kulkarni. How to update your profile in terms of all skill sets?
You need to prioritize what is your primary skill set. See, as a person, You might be very good in speaking. You might be very good in football. You may have also been a national level footballer. But out of all these three skills, which skill is the one that you are going to come with in the net, in the market? Use that skill. And whenever you are adding a skill, uh, I believe that every learning should be a three-layered learning. If you are learning about Python, you don't just watch and learn that Python online training. You go ahead and write a code. You go ahead and upload that code on GitHub, and you talk about someone else's Python code as well. Do a review for all you like. That's a three-layered learning. So that way you are proving that you just not just have done the course, you've also practiced it.
This question that's just coming from Komal Iyer is also interesting. Does LinkedIn profile help in building profile building for MS abroad? Because a lot of them, I think, are in their third and fourth year and thinking about MS.
Yes, yes, it does. It does. And for that, you need to do reverse engineering as well. You need, if you are specifically looking to go out, in that case, um, identify identify the university for which you want to apply. Let's say Stanford. Okay, Stanford University. So what is the first thing you would do is you would go ahead and follow that university. The next thing you will do is you will go ahead and find out the activities from this page. What kind of posts have they been doing? What kind of highlights have they done? What kind of things is that they appreciate the most? Message from the student leaders of the class of 2020. See, so now you have some information about that university which you're planning for. Class of 2020, is it a certification from Google that they appreciate on your profile? Is it some professional experience that they appreciate? Is it something to do with a CSR activity that they appreciate? Identify that university, do a thorough study of that university. What are the top 3 to 4 things that you must do so that your profile is highlighted because of the extra things that you have done, going beyond the curriculum?
Great.
And
So
put that on your profile. Just to
we are
complete the loop.
almost close to time. I think we'll take one or two last questions.
Sure.
There's one question from Samruddhi Desai who's asking, currently as a student, how do I improve our profile? That's fine. But in terms of how do I make it unique or how do I make it stand out from everyone else?
Cool. You need to find your niche. What was the name of the person who asked the question?
It's Samruddhi.
Samruddhi. So Samruddhi, find out what is it that makes you special, that you are very, very passionate about. You find that one thing and you capitalize on it. You read up, you not just read up, you write on it, you write a blog, you follow some people. So for example, when it comes to cybersecurity, right now the in word is ransomware. So I have been following this hashtag called as ransomware, and that has gotten me to be connecting with many people who have been posting their own updates. Similarly, you follow a hashtag which is very close to your niche, and you follow that hashtag, you create your content, and you add that to your profile. So that way, when Samruddhi's profile is being viewed, the first thing that they are going to notice is your niche, and that's what matters. Oh, one more thing. Do not put your CVs on your LinkedIn profile. Please do not do that. I'll tell you why. Because your CV contains way too much of personal information about you. You do not want that in the public opinion, in the public domain. If somebody wants your CV, they will contact you. You can give your email address if you want. They will contact you and ask you for your details. Share it one-to-one.
This is the last question that we'll be taking. This is from Saurabh Keshavani. How to decide which profile we should use for reference to develop our profile?
Excellent question. My question back to Saurabh is, what industry do you want to go in? What kind of industry you would like to, what is your dream job? Are you an entrepreneur? Then you follow an entrepreneur and you literally you follow them, their journey. If you want to be a successful professional, you follow another successful professional on the same lines. Someone who has gone through your journey. And if you are wanting to be somebody who does their MS, you want to go for higher studies, you find people who have done their MS, and you follow their profile and keep them as a standard and mirror their profile as well.
Awesome. That was a brilliant session. Thank you so much, Aniket. I think this one session will be really useful in job search, because this is the next most important thing as the class graduates. I'd like to now invite Pawan sir to give the closing notes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Hello? Yes,
Yes,
yes, you
sir.
are.
Thank you, Aniket. I must say that was a very, very learning session. I must say that LinkedIn is the right tool for searching the job, whether it is for freshers or for the experience, or maybe for people who are looking for the higher educations in in the abroad universities. On behalf of VIIT Alumni Association, I again thank Aniket Amdekar for conducting this webinar and the session on LinkedIn. And thank you very much for the same. We would also like to thank the WOW team, especially Ronak, for his support. And finally, I thank all the participants. I hope they enjoyed the session. I hope this was learning session for them. They will definitely use their tool. In the beginning, the poll was taken that how many of you have the profile on LinkedIn, and 93% people said yes, that they have their profile. And I must say that, and I'm sure that after this particular session, they'll try to upgrade their profile. They'll try to modify their profile, whatever suggestions you have shared with them, whatever experience you have shared them, and that will definitely help them to find jobs in their desired companies. So thank you all the participants. Do watch for VIT Alumni Association webinars. We have different sessions in future also. Thank you very much, all of you. Have a good day and enjoy weekend. Thanks, Aniket.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for inviting me. It was great coming here for this session and great to interact with all the students.
Yes, it was our pleasure. Thank you, Ronak, again.
Thank you, sir. With your
Thank you,
permission
Ronak.
now, I shall now end the session.
Yes.